Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you are in the world. I hope you're good. I hope you're well. Ben will be joining me very shortly. Ben is in the back part of the studio. There's just been a coffee spillage on aisle drain top. So he is just sorting himself out of coffee. He will be with us. Well, what I can say is it's Monday morning. Not really a lot to talk about with Spurs. Is there, ladies and gentlemen? There has been the sunny departure. The sunny, here we go to Los Angeles FC. There has been the Newcastle draw and the performance. There has been the Maddison injury. And then after all that, the overlap announced something that Coy's Daniel is going to do an exclusive video on the 25 years of Tottenham Hotspur. Spoiler alert, my Jonathan Ross. Spoiler alert. When his lips move, he's lying if he's talking about football. And I've watched the interview. And from what I recall, 27 minutes into a 35-minute interview is when he actually started talking about matters on the field. Obviously, there's going to be a lot to be said regarding it. I'll be doing a pre-recorded video going into great depth about it to come out later. Ben and I will speak about it. We're going to speak about it. You guys, if you have any questions, if you want to bring anything up about it, your thoughts, anything of those things, then it's going to be a busy day for me today. I'm going to be talking about it here. Then I'm with Ben on We Are Tottenham TV all day. So I'm sure we'll talk about it there. And then I'm going to have one of my passionate, fan-felt, blunt, pre-recorded ones. So it's going to be a very, very good day. It has been a huge coffee spillage on aisle drain top by the looks of it. So whilst we're waiting, let's just say hello to the 81 people that are in the chat and the wonderful people that left a comment. Starting with the European champion in Stuart 727. I hope you're good. I don't hope you're good now after you say this. Oh, mate. I am looking very, very... AI really wants me to look like Levy or Levy to look like me. Chris Agenbar, another a mod in the channel. Great supporter of the channel. Drain Bagel, thank you very much. Spurs Diehards, who I was on yesterday. I'm sure that's Adrian. European champions to everyone. European champions to everyone. Scott, we will speak Maddison. It looks a bad one, doesn't it? It really, really does. Let's see how Spurs adapt to this injury woe that is piling up. Big up, FC. We are fellow European champions. It's always good. My favourite person from Montreal, Richard. I hope you're good and well. I responded to your texts. Loving speaking to you on a daily basis, buddy. Henry, big up to you. Kate and Jimbo are in the chat. Big up to you both. My brother, Richest Man channel member, big up to you. We got the always here, Shemtam. Actor von Wembley is here and in the building. I hope you're good as well. Hope you're good. Yeah. Look, what I will say, I don't know if they had this show back home in England. They did have this show back home, which in London, but I don't know in North America if you ever had a show here called Through the Keyhole, where they would go through famous people's houses. And then after they've gone through the houses, there'd be a panel and they'd say, who could live in a house like this? Well, that video was basically, now, who could play in a stadium like this? Daniel, it's over to you. It was basically a glorified tour of the stadium. Let's see what else we got. Curly, we need to speak this week, and we will do. Good morning to you, Hotspur State of Mind. Jimmy Hotspur, my brother, I hope you're good and well. Gray, good to see you, buddy. We've seen FC. Cynical Dad, I hope you are well as well, mate. I am good, apart from having to watch that this morning. Correct, Spurs rule. Correct. My good man, Malware is in the building. Brandon, big up, buddy. I hope you're good and well, and hopefully I'll see you in Toronto soon, as we were speaking. Barbaric, big up to you, buddy. And like he said, everyone, smash the likes and subs. We're on the road to 15,000. So with your help, it'll be great to get there. We have Colin Crossamano in the building. Let's see who else I haven't said hello to. Drula is in the building. Once mouse work. Hope you're good and well. Big up, Luton Dan. I hope you're good and well. Joe B is in the house. There you go. There you go. And remember, we will be grateful when he leaves. I will be grateful when he leaves because he's pissed off out of the club. I won't be grateful to know why. Thank you for a stadium and a training ground. There will be, but for anything else, no. Kudos. Listen, whatever way you look at it, people will take bits out of it. I have, for 17 years, coming on 18 years in October, had enough of the PR, as I put out on a tweet, enough of the Vinay pre-recorded interviews on the channel, enough of the fluff that you've just done with Gary Neville, enough of the fans forum where the questions are vetted and pre-selected. How about you do a sit-down with Change for Tottenham? How about you invite fans in that will ask you questions that you don't want to answer publicly? It's so staged. It is such nonsense. But if you enjoyed it, fair play to you. I am just too wise to his nonsense. Craig, brother, big up to you. The rumours are there. Of course, Spurs have put a bid in, apparently. Yeah, we'll see how that goes. As I said, if he signs, tomorrow I wake up with David Ginola's hair. Big up to All Things Tottenham TV. Big up South Africa, Gareth. I hope you're good and well. Jason Bell is here. Matty is here. Musa Ali is here. Big up to you. Archer is here. My God, we got a lot. 143 already. Aaron is here. Big up to you. Razzle Dazzle. Simon Hill. Well, hey, he is here. Clean up.
Sorry, everyone. I had an unfortunate coffee sticking thing, and now I have a blue thumb. So I cut myself with a spoon.
I thought it was a spillage.
Yeah, I cut myself with a spoon trying to remove something from another thing, and now I'm bleeding. So we're here. The show must go on.
Yep. Let me just get through these, then we'll go. First of all, yeah, you've sorted it out the right way. I've just seen Rayman is in the building. Big up to you. Donna Newbold. Someone use hello to you. Jack L70, big up to you. Ian Cook, big up to you. We got a members chat from Andrew Gregory. Big up to you for 19 months of being a member. Really appreciate it. I come to Barry Levy, not to pray. Yeah, listen, Gary Neville could have done a lot more. Let's see who else is in here that we haven't said hello to. Mr. Joshua is here. Path is here. I'm not going to try and say your surname, sir, because I will butcher it. P, big up to you. Once again, it's another pre-season. Sammy is here. And Mr. Ryan McFarland. Okay, Ben, where do you want to start? With 149 people already in here. Where do you want to start?
Hundreds and hundreds of Dagul fans. You got to start doing that.
No, I need to be like The Rock, the millions. I'm not that big-headed yet, but we'll get there. I always have to. I've proofread it, so I just want to say that I have to always read this name 4 or 5 times before I say it for obvious reasons. Good evening to you, or good morning to you, Cat Bunt. I'm always so nervous that I am going to do what people.
And we got Nye as well. Good to see you, Nye, in the chat.
Go on, Ben, take it away. Where are we going? Where are we starting?
You've got to split it into many things, because I watched it with my brother and with my father this morning when we came into work. The first bit when he talks about the property portfolio and everything business-wise and everything property, there was nothing I could disagree with. Everything he said was the truth. And I can say, coming from a property family, I can say This is the truth. Then he went on to all this things about clubs. And you know what? I can't disagree with him. I can't disagree with him with things like sustainability and all that nonsense. Then we go into the bullshit stuff. When he turned around to Gary Neville and said, I don't get involved with transfers at all. Bollocks! Absolute nonsense that he doesn't get involved with transfers, because we've got previous years' experience of him getting involved with transfers for no negotiations. So basically, anything he talked about football, he was talking utter rubbish. Utter rubbish. The business stuff and the stuff about the Premier League, a lot of it, I'm actually in agreement. I am agreeing with him. I don't want the government to be involved with football. The government shouldn't be involved with football. They can't even run a bar, for God's sake. Not being political. I don't want a lot of the things. I actually agree with him. But when it comes to football, he's talking rubbish. Total rubbish. But, of course, we can all disagree. What's everyone else think? What did you think of the many sections of the video, Aki? What did you think? Right,
so I'm not going to go into great detail because I'm going to save it all for the release that I do when I break it down properly. But I will say, Gary Neville in the overlap is a very, very good, I love watching it. I love watching it. Whether it's him, Carragher, Keane and Wrighty, whether they have a special guest on, whether it be an ex-United player, an Arsenal player, whether it had been Ronnie O'Sullivan, whether it had been... I can't remember the name of the guy that bought into Burnley, the American footballer. Love it. Love it. When you did a interview with Harry Kane, you talk all about football and all about trying to orchestrate a transfer out of the club and your future as a footballer. Because it is a football show talking about football on the pitch. And what have you done on the pitch? That was nothing more than another PR stunt of absolute bullshit that was unnecessary. 35-minute interview. The first football on the pitch related question came in the 27th minute.
Yeah.
The 27th minute. If you're an international fan, you don't need to do the stadium tour because you've just had it.
Yeah, correct.
How embarrassing that you go into Harry Kane's box. This used to be Harry Kane's box. The guy that you drove out of the club for not matching his ambitions, and you still kept it like a shrine to him. Oh, this used to be Harry Kane's box. Let me just show you with my... What the fuck? Then let's talk about football regulations and how it... Listen, we all know football when the money is a big problem. This was 25 years to Tottenham. And it was basically, I've built a stadium. I'm building property. Look at the area 10 years ago, which he's done a good job on. Everyone tuned into that to think, do you know what? Gary Neville will ask him the hard-hitting questions. Why don't you pay the wages? We back our managers as best we can. We're going into a season, yet again, short on players. And now injuries. This was the absolute... I woke up, obviously, I actually slept well last night. God knows why or how. But I had people...
You're storing energy for it. You're storing energy.
I already have people saying, you're going to be pissed off. I literally sat there, even the little trainer, he's going around telling Gary Neville, do you know about the floor? Why the fuck's Gary Neville going to know about the floor? All Spurs fans know what that floor is. But no, we got to do our PR stunt. We got to do that. Let's talk about the brewery. Let's talk about all the money coming in. But I back the manager. I don't get involved in transfers. Mate, I am sorry, but if anyone is falling for this, and do you know the greatest thing? Do you know the greatest part of it all? Once again, how many times do I say building the team for tomorrow whilst everyone's building for today? We had to be aligned with FFP because FFP is going to be a big thing. And once that's sorted, we're going to take advantage of it. Then PSR. We've got to be aligned with PSR. Then when we have that advantage, we're good to go and we'll be able to take advantage. And now they started talking about football spending, and we're told in 10 years teams are going to regret what they did. So hold on, people. Hold on, because come 20 to 35, 36 season, we're good to go. We are good to go. Teams won't have 10 years to work out how to do it, like the loopholes in absolutely everything. It is the biggest pile of bullshit. And Gary Neville has just been another one that has had pre-selected questions or has been too scared to actually have the balls to ask him it. So, as I tweeted, Daniel Levy, stop your PR stunts. Stop your fluff on the on Spurs official channels. Stop your fucking fan forums with, again, pre-selected questions. Have people like Change for Tottenham in that forum. Fill that room with people from Change for Tottenham or who support Change for Tottenham who will ask you questions that aren't pre-selected, that haven't been vetted, that you can't prepare your bullshit answers for, and listen to the fans. Listen to the fans, because that was utter bullshit. Utter bullshit. I don't care, Ben, if he was right about the fucking stuff he was saying, and then he goes on. Oh yeah, we got the stadium at just the right time. Inflation. Let's talk about the Manchester United stadium and how it's now going to cost X. Mate, that's just. I'm not at all pissed off.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm not disagreeing with you. I agree with the premise of what he's saying, but here's the big but. I thought the reason we were doing things 10 years ago is so now it would be benefiting us. So basically, he's just kicked the can down the road for another 10 years. And in 10 years, we're going to be here. And it'll be the same excuses. It'll be Tottenham on tour. Brian's going to have a lot longer beard. I'm going to have a lot more wrinkles. And we're going to be talking about the same thing. It's that comment of he doesn't get involved with transfers. It's just rubbish, isn't it? It's just such rubbish. He gets involved with all of the transfers.
We'll break it down even further. First of all, if I had 30, not me personally, obviously, because we all know how that interview would go. If people saw that in 35 minutes of that interview, you would hope from the overlap. I'd understand if it was a business podcast or whatever to talk the business side. This is a football and matters on the pitch. So why is he not being challenged about things on the pitch? And the bullshit he said when he said, I didn't think about the money, it was about a trophy. What, mate? I honestly, the breakdown of lies is just absolutely insane. And like I said, we haven't got to it yet. It was just utter lunacy. And I woke up thinking, or when we saw it, I put a tweet out going, let me just tell you, spoiler alert, when the guy on the right of that picture, which is obviously Levy, when his lips move, he's lying. Well, I just do not understand. And let's also talk, which wasn't addressed by Gary Neville, wages. And wages are our wage to turnover ratio. And let's also add now, Sonny has gone 200 grand a week off the bill. When the next financials come out with Europa League success, Champions League revenue, the multi-purpose events at the entertainment complex, we're going to be cash rich from all this money. But guess what, people? That wage to turnover ratio is even going to be lower. So we do everything we can to support the manager, except pay the wages, get the players in early, identify what the manager needs, back him, and then he has the nerve to go, basically, we have a team that I listen to, and then I make the overwhelming decision. Well, yeah, you listen to what non-footballing people that you have surrounded yourself with around the pitch say what is good for business. Do you remember when the authority in WWE say what's best for business? It is absolute fucking bullshit. Bullshit. And I get to talk about it all day, so I'm probably going to get more and more enraged as the day goes.
That's why you got the second one. We're going to keep it under the lid. So when you release your second reaction, Brian, that's when we release the second one. I totally agree with you, Paddy. Gary Neville was always going to ask the Jim Ratcliffe the harder question. And I personally believe Jim Ratcliffe is more willing to answer harder questions. I think Jim Ratcliffe sort of has that mentality of he's much more of I think he's much more of a combative businessman, whereas Levy likes to put people in front of him and he delegates. But when you delegate things, but you don't delegate responsibility. For some reason, someone's calling me. I'm going to ignore that. We actually have a members chat from. We'll answer that later. Levy had been told that. I think that's just the case, Matty.
Matty is right. Matty is completely right. And I'm going to just bring up this one as well. Chris, the sad thing is, we do know. Because everything, like I said, even if he was challenged, he doesn't bring it out. This is why the next Spurs forum, and there will be one, and we'll talk about we got them back, we won, we blah, 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 bollocks. There has to be change, at least change for Tottenham representatives there. At least needs to be change for Tottenham representatives there. And I'm not talking about people like myself and yourself and all the 1,000 and the 2,000 people that walk the streets with them. I mean, genuine people that are on the, what do you want to call it? The founders and that are all behind the scenes. They need to do it.
Brilliant. That's brilliant. That's brilliant.
Yeah, exactly. But Glug, put it this way, mate. Literally, you could do these things where you could do virtual tours and you can walk around and view like houses. You're basically going to have a glorified one of those without a VR unit. That's basically what you're going to get. You'll see the brewery, Harry Kane's box. You'll see them setting up the stage for 50 Cent. It's amazing how we attract A+ talent to perform on the pitch, event-wise, but sign B+. Kudos and Paulinho, all right. But if we're to average the quality of player that's been brought in, not the money spent, it certainly isn't to the standard of the quality that comes to play or box or NFL. It's one big Ponzi scheme. It's a fucking con.
We got Bobby K with a 17-month membership. Thank you so much, Bobby. Always a real one. Can't wait to see you it's a month. A month. Bobby K will be here in the UK. So if you are around the area on September the 4th, I believe it is. September the 4th. No, yes. September the 4th. Come and meet Bobby K. We're gonna parade him like the man he is. So come and meet Bobby K in a month. Terms and conditions apply. We have Brandon G's in the house with a $2 super chat saying Tottenham Hotspur Business and Entertainment Club. Yeah, I think you're spot on, to be honest.
Yeah, it's got. Well, put it this way: the next comment. No, go. I'm just gonna bring this one up because kudos. You're wrong. Recruitment has always been poor, but the amount of players we've lost out on because we won't pay that ceiling, and like Craig's just said, recruitment we haven't been able to get the players in as well because of the wages.
Yep.
Because of the wages. Look at players that have been heavily linked to this football club, and we have been in direct talks with no ITK nonsense, no fluff that have gone out. As it said, we have the lowest wage to turnover ratio, definitely in England. probably within all the big clubs in Europe or the successful clubs in Europe, they still managed to do it. Still managed to get Beyonce to perform here. Still managed to get 50 Cent, all the big boxers, the NFL, rugby, managed to attract them. Managed to attract all that A-star quality. And then what will happen is once this window closes again, we'll be like, okay, so we've been left short again. For instance, recruitment, Kudos. Right now, and I don't care if fans say, oh, he wants Arsenal. Right now, with the situation we're in Madison, why not go, right, Parish, what do you want? If the release clause is still there, 68 million, bang, 60's there from Gibbs White. Even if they say 70, 75, bang, there you go. Spurs make bid accepted. If Eze turns Tottenham down, that's another thing that can't be blamed on the football club. But don't show. Flex your muscles. We have an issue. Eze fixes it. He wants Arsenal. Do you know how many times we've been in for players? And then guess what? The big team comes in and goes, there you go. What do you need? What do you want? Bang. Signed. Willian, for a prime example. Bergkamp, prime example, although that was sugar. But I can give a list of players. But if Spurs are serious, see, never a red, always a blue. You can say that. You can say that. You can say that all you like. How do you know? You haven't put a bid in. If Spurs go and say, right, here you go, Parish, here's your money. Here you go, as they come join us. This is the project. This is what we're offering. One sec, Ben. This is the project. This is what we're offering. What do you want wages-wise? 200, whatever. Bang, there it is. Eze turns us down. Where's the ambition from this football club? Where is this what we do now? Is this where we've come as a football as a sport? Oh, he has said he wants him, so we best not. I want to have lobster for lunch today. Not going to get it. Why has he become? Oh no, he wants Arsenal. Well, if he's
signed him,
exactly. If he wants Arsenal and Arsenal want him, why hasn't the big got him? Why haven't they found a way? So Spurs come in and offer the money and see what the player says. And at least, you know what? If we went for Eze and he turned us down, I will turn around and say,
one
second. If he turns around and says, I don't want to come here, I want to join XYZ, or I just don't want to join Tottenham, fine. Do you know what? Piss off. We don't want you. You didn't want us. And we can say, do you know what? At least Tottenham showed some ambition, not concrete interest, not monitoring the situation, not for Craig O'Sullivan creeping into the conversation, no lurking, no bullshit. You could say, do you know what? Tottenham actually did that. Tottenham went for him. Fair play. Player turned us down. Done. Go on, Ben.
Even better, Aki, with the Eze situation, if Arsenal really want him, make them pay for him. Put a bid in for 80 million. If Arsenal want him, they're probably going to go in at the release clause, right? Put in a bid of 80. Make Arsenal bid 80 million. Because if you're not going to get the player, at least make them pay for him.
Yeah,
and that's what Manchester City did to them. Manchester City made Arsenal pay 100 million for Declan Rice. Whether you think Declan Rice is worth 100 million, I think he is personally. I think Declan Rice is top quality, and he's shown it for a long time. Man City made them pay 100 million quid for him, and they said we're not paying 100 million quid in. Put 80 million quid in for him. Bid 80 million quid. Force them to bid hit for him, because it's the typical term, isn't it, for Eze? Shit or get off the pot, Arsenal. If you really want him, sell the players you need to sell for PSR and sign him.
Correct. We live in a world now where we believe everything ITK say and what reporters say. Unless Spurs officials say we've done this, it's bullshit. It's bullshit. People, we need to learn from this. There's someone saying there that Arsenal, they've agreed to they're waiting for Crystal Palace to bring some players in, bring in replacements. Well, just because that unwritten rule or whatever's been said behind, what's to stop
Doesn't
Tottenham?
mean can't bid for him.
Well, exactly. What's to stop Tottenham going, well, very nice for you, Arsenal. Very nice for you, filth. very commendable about you about letting Crystal Palace get some replacements in. We ain't waiting around. We've just lost James Maddison pretty much for the season. We've got potentially not got Kulusevski till 2026. We need a player of Eze's caliber, and we're serious. Here you go. Why is it? When have we come to? Okay, we all took the piss out of gentleman's agreement with Daniel Levy and Harry Kane, but now we live in a world where it's, oh no, we can't do that because they're letting. Yeah, have we not learned anything from MGW?
Yeah.
If Spurs want to act serious, go and do something about it. Leal, everyone jokes about Leal. I've said this before. He is on 132 grand a week. I can't remember if that's euros or pounds. That is well within Spurs. That's well within Spurs' remit. That is well within Spurs' remit. They can easily afford to offer him a bumper pay deal. The problem is the transfer fee. But we'll go spend 65 million on Solanke, who I do like, but we'll spend 65 million on a player like Solanke because he won't take over 100 grand a week wages. So let's carry on doing this and spend big money like an Archie Gray, who I think will come good and he was brilliant yesterday, and give
we'll
him
get on to that game in about 5 minutes after the rant.
And give him 75 grand a week and spend the best part of 40 million on, but we won't pay the 80 and 90 mils because that player is quality and will demand a high wage. Yet Leal's sitting there on 132 grand a week, which is easily within Spurs' remit. Easily. But no, we won't do it because he's going to need a big wage. We are... Yeah, Ben, speak because I'm getting more. I'm going to explode in a minute.
We'll get on to the game yesterday because we need to save this for the video you're making, Brian, rather than.
Oh, this is just a snippet. This is nothing.
This is just a snippet. And Malware has put in a $5 super chat saying if we don't get a number 10 or any number 10, a quality one, we are screwed this season. Dunn and Frank's job is already on the. I don't think Thomas Frank's job will be on the line this year. Personally, I think he will get his first season. I don't think he will. We've already seen massive improvements from the team in pre-season, in my opinion, for strategically. I think we will get an attacking midfielder, personally. I don't know who it's going to be. Are we moving in silent for a Harvey Elliott? I really like Harvey Elliott. Are we going someone with a bit of star power? I would love to sign Jack Grealish. I think Jack Grealish would be a great replacement for both Maddison and Son. Personally, I think Jack Grealish would be a good sort of player as a creative player, holds onto the ball, makes stuff happen, draws in fouls. I think that'd be a good one. There are plenty of people on the market. There are plenty of I don't know why he's asking. I'm getting rid of this guy because always now he's just. I'm getting rid of. Forget him. Ask him for what's your qualifications? It's a yeah. But yes. What does everyone think of it? Put it in the comments down below after this stream. We are now going to talk. Thank you for the super chat, Malware. By the way,
Malware, top of the channel.
We are now going to talk about the game yesterday because there was a football game yesterday. And it was an emotional one, wasn't it, Brian? It was Tottenham Hotspur versus Newcastle in South Korea. Son Heung-min's last ever game for Tottenham Hotspur Football Club. It was a bit spoiled, wasn't it, by James Maddison's injury. What was your thoughts on the game yesterday? We watched the game together again as we always do.
We did watch the game. Look, it wasn't the prettiest of games. It wasn't the biggest spectacle of games. It should have been a game all about Heung-min Son. It should have been a game celebrating everything he's done, which the way he went off showed, even with the Newcastle fans. David, if Spurs bought, mate, do you know what? You're dropping a little teaser there. Maybe that's why they showed Harry Kane's box because he's coming back. Could you imagine?
You know what? If he does that, I'm so fair play to him.
If he did, I'll go straight. I'll do a video straight away going, my God, you fooled me. Well done. You played a blinder. We won't be, though. Spoiler alert, we won't be. But yeah. Wayne, you're never trolling, buddy. You don't even never need to say that. You don't even ever need to say that. Wayne is one of my nearest and dearest. Yeah, but James Maddison's injury is a massive blow. A massive, massive, massive blow. There are a couple of highs in that game. Tactically, looked okay. I think we've seen the big issue is creativity, and now it's become a massive problem without Maddison. But what can we come home now. We've got Bayern Munich. The greatest thing of yesterday is Paulinho is officially through the door, which is massive. Which is massive in that massive in the position we need. It is a great and smart signing for this football club, and fair play to the club and everyone involved in getting that over the line. I won't credit Levy with it because apparently, according to his own lips, he does not get involved in transfers. So fair play to everyone except Levy, apart from when Levy gets told he's coming to save a deal when we hear it last minute, but he doesn't get involved. So that will change. But the game, it was meh, wasn't it? It was meh.
It was a bit meh. But it's a good tester, isn't it? Newcastle are not a bad team, are they? Even though they are going to miss Alexander Isak next season, I still think he's going to Liverpool. I think Liverpool are waiting for Newcastle to buy in another striker, and then the deal will be done. I think that's 150 million. I think it will be done. Newcastle are a very good side, and I think they scored a very good goal. Yes, we could have defended it better. I'm not going to say it was the most brilliant playing, but again, it's only pre-season, except when it's against Arsenal, because we get to troll Angus. Love you, Angus, buddy. And I know he's texting me, so I'm going to troll Angus because he's my mate. It's a good. We've shown against good teams we can hold it now with a bit more tactical nous in the team, and I'm happy with it, what's going on. I'm very, very happy about the signing of João Paulinho, which was confirmed last night as well. Defensively, we look really, really decent. I think we look really decent. We've got to solve those issues going forward now. We've got to solve those issues going forward. So yeah, what I will say with this, and I'm having a lot of fun rage baiting with everyone that's suffering with Ange Postecoglou rage syndrome. I'm having so much fun with it. I didn't know that I would have this dark side to me and find it so much fun. But what I will say is when Ange first came to this football club and we played West Ham, we played Barcelona, it was like, do you know what? We've got such a defensive team under Conte, which was right. That's the style of football he plays. We started playing this football under Ange. It was like, oh my God, what is this brand of football? So attacking, so brilliant, blah, blah, blah. And it looked wonderful. But we can all say now, all day long, if he could stay fit, but with Spurs... I would have taken him from Leicester. I really like Harvey Barnes. I think he's a good player. Better than all our left wingers.
But as I was saying, with Ange Postecoglou, it looked great until it didn't. But we were all giving him praise at the beginning for how he has changed that ultra defensive team into an incredibly attacking team that were playing great football. Well, Thomas Frank has come in and he's had to stop a defence that has been completely out of balance and with the inverted wingers, no positional sense whatsoever and being left short. A way to keep Mickey van der Ven's hamstring safe.
Yeah.
A defensive system that works. A midfield that battles rather than being parted like the Red Sea. And obviously the attacking part, which was going to be our strong point. What he's done within, a month on the training pitch when it comes to defensively, set pieces and everything. And it's... Mate, Nicky, right. Before I go on, if anyone watched this is how I love social media. Social media can have a lot of bad shit about it, can have a lot of bad stuff about it, the trolls, the vile abuse, whatever. But it works in wonderful ways, because if people watched an interview with Simeon in Hong Kong where he starts talking to a guy and he speaks about who's that, and the guy starts speaking about Daniel Levy and everything, and he says, who's that guy in Toronto? and then Brian Dagul, and then they start going, yeah, we need to have a chat because I've met. Anyway, he lives in Thailand. I only saw that interview. Because of that, I left a comment on We Are Tottenham TV's interview. We are now speaking regularly. Social media, big up to you, Nikki. Social media can be a wonderful thing. I'm speaking to him this week. It can be an incredible thing, social media. You put it this way again, like I said, with We Are Tottenham TV, it's how I met you, Ben. It's how a lot of us know each other through seeing each other on that show or other shows, and then becoming very, very good friends. So big up, Nikki. It's very, very good to see you. But going back to Frank, Frank has had to come in and restructure the way we defend. Give our midfield, big up that, should I say, give our midfield some strategic and just get it balanced so it knows where to play and knows how to actually act like a midfield. What Thomas Frank has been able to do, listen, the performance yesterday was not great. But it was a very, very changed team to the Arsenal game. It was a very, very different. This was a pre-season game. Dave, fuck off. What Thomas Frank and his coaching staff have been able to do in 1 month.
I think it was balanced. I think it was very well balanced, wasn't it? And you know what? We're going to talk about Lubo's man right now because I'm shoving it into the conversation. I'm shoving it Lubo's man into the conversation. Hate me or not, I thought Archie Gray played really, really well yesterday.
He was our best player.
I was really delighted with his performance yesterday. I thought he showed a bit of control on the ball. I really liked the way he moved from defense to attack. I love that sort of. He showed his talent yesterday. What does everyone in the chat think? I was really happy with Archie Gray's performance yesterday. And next to a Joao Paulinho, who's going to be the defensive one, I think Archie Gray can I think he can flourish in that system. And I was really happy with his performance, with him going forward with the ball. What does everyone think?
Archie Gray is coming for a lot of criticism. And a lot of it, I feel, is very unfair. Very unfair. We've also got to remember people going on, like we just spoke about before, with his wages. Everyone say he came for 40 million, which technically is what the deal was. But then we got 15 million back for Odom. Yeah. So if we work it out with the Højbjerg, Carl Walker-Peters and other deals like that, it's 25 million. Harry Winks and James Maddison, it's 25 million pound. Archie Gray last season, who came in as a 18-year-old, who was played in midfield or right back predominantly,
or left back, or left centre back,
was shoved into areas in the Premier League and Europe where he needed an education. He needed. Do you know what? I personally feel, I don't know how others feel, your two centre backs and your centre midfield duos are the two most important partnerships to have right, without foul, especially the centre-backs. The amount of chopping and changing that went on last season, through the injuries and through whatever it may be, was insane. And Archie Gray, of course he's going to get torn apart against Liverpool. Of course he is, with the way they were playing and going for the league title at Anfield. Of course he was. But who would have thought a manager who wanted him in his previous club and then plays him the way he wanted to play him at Brentford and plays him with people like Bentancur next to him, who would have thought they'd have a good game? Yeah. I mean, it's mind-boggling, isn't it? Archie Gray is definitely a talent. And I think you saw that. I mean, when we watched the Luton game, he came in for quite a bit of abuse after the Luton game. I thought he did well in the Luton game. What I loved about him is his spraying passes around, showing his different weights of passing, his range of passing. Yesterday, he was everywhere. Without doubt, listen, we can say it's a pre-season friendly and it's about getting fitness and minutes. But let's find the positives to talk about. And Archie Gray, 100% was an absolute massive positive yesterday and showed us a glimpse of what this guy is capable of.
And he looked better as an 8 as he did it, probably because he's probably a bit too young to play that I don't really see players come into that position. We've seen Hayden Hackney do it as a 23-year-old. He's still not Premier League proven yet. As a number 8, which is what he mostly played, I thought him and Bentancur were sort of the two 8s, and so Bentancur was the 6, Archie Gray was the 8, moving forward into that sort of number 10 role. Next to a Paulinho, I think he can be really, really great. He showed his ball carrying ability, showed his range of passing, showed a bit of tenacity, was getting amongst it. He got, again, someone said it earlier. He got a gash on the head and he got up and he played on. He showed a lot of quality yesterday. I'm delighted for the kid. I'm delighted for him. Let's see how he does. Let's see a bit more.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, like you said, and this is the big thing, what we've got to look at. We have spent ages, and even Ange said it like at the end of the season. We need experience. We need experience. We got all these kids. In fact, let me go on to, if I go on to Facebook Messenger, actually, because Nikki messaged me this, the Nikki that I was talking about just before. If you look at this, he said me, if you look at this, just Moore 17, Vuskovic 18, Archie 19, Bergvall 19, Odegaard 20, Pape Matar 20, Odoji 20, Johnson 24, Van der Ven and Spence 24. All right, Van der Ven, Johnson and Spence are experienced now, but those youngsters that we think are going to be very, very good for us in the future, they need experience around them. They need proven quality around them to help them flourish, to help them get where they want to be, and for their knowledge to be passed down about how to manage games, when to do the dart, whatever it may be. And Paulinho does that.
Yeah.
That's exactly what Paulinho does. And I have to say, with this super chat, very, very quickly, big up to you, Michael, always very, very generous to the channel. I have to say, I'm not LAFC. Unfortunately, I have to be territorial. Toronto FC all the way, even though we're shockingly crap at the moment. But TFC all the way.
I think I've already nailed my mast to the wind, in the words of Nick Collison. Nailed my mast to the wind. Big up, Nick, in the chat. I bought myself the blue. Of course, I didn't buy a real one because I'm not buying a real one. What's the point these days? I bought myself an Inter Miami shirt, the light blue one, because that's a gorgeous kit. I'll probably buy myself an LAFC shirt. The problem with me is, Aki, I can't support any other football team bar Tottenham, even if they're in a different country. I can't support any other football team.
And it's different if you live in a different country.
I know, but I can't.
Yeah,
I can't.
That's it. But you know what?
Even if I move to Italy, I will not support AC Milan or Inter Milan or Juventus. I support Tottenham. I can't support another football team.
There's a difference. There is a difference, mate. People rather like when they move from America or Australia or anywhere around the world, they'll have their team there. But when you live in the country, but I do want to say very quickly with Michael, let's have a bit of audience participation here with the last bit. I'm hoping for at least one loan and one mandatory to buy option to get us. How many transfers now by the end of the window after the injury and after God knows that? How many do you think will be in? Doesn't matter if it's loan. So you can say loan or buy or whatever. Like one loan, two in, as in permanent. What are people thinking right now on how we're going to do transfer wise?
I think we're going to get 2, but we need 3. Now, we've got another couple of super chats to go through. We've got Curly Norman saying, Levy forgot to mention that by 2035, Ben Davis will finally leave the club. And when things will really take off, I hear El Janus and Tyler Diblin. Thank you so much for the $5.
Can we finally block one of the mods, this Tommy K? Because he's the fact that I live in Toronto. Tommy, you are an absolute waste of space that gets in everyone's channel. It won't be Tottenham on tour anymore. Someone block him.
I'll do it.
Thank you.
Goodbye. That's why you've got the mod father here, Brian.
Exactly. He is just an absolute dick.
But thank you so much for the super chat, Curly. Big up to you, sir. Thank you so much for the super chat. If you do wish to support the channel, you can send us either a super chat or you can become a member, or if you wish to support the coffee company, because remember, we are live on the coffee company as well at this moment in time. You can buy some coffee from the coffee company if you are UK based and support a small business. And we got one final super chat from Sam, who's given us £2. Thank you so much, buddy. Every little bit helps. Saying big up. What do you think of Keith Smith? I don't know the player personally. I'm not going to say I do. I don't know the player.
I don't even know what is a player. And that's going to just say Kismet or some kind of joke. So
it's a Dutch player. Keith Smith.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Well,
I don't know the player, so I'm not going to say. Let's see what how many players people think. Gareth is saying 3. Mark is saying 3. Kudos 3. Colin 3. Jimmy is going 1, 3, 3, 2, 3, 2 more, 3, 1. God willing 4. Big up. I love it.
Curly's gone bold. Curly has gone bold.
2 buys, 1 loan, a 10 and a striker. You're not hijacking anything from Everton, big up. Someone leaves before we sign. 3 more. Depends who leaves the club.
You know what? I know what Mashing a Jump, big up to him. I see him a lot now. It's great to see him in the channel. I will say, do you know what? You know it's all being set up for, and he was right, because that's when he was speaking about Everton. It's Tyler Diblin. Do you know what? It's the biggest it's going to happen. It is the biggest it's about to happen of all time. Of all time. Well, what did Nicky say? Well, you change your girlfriend, blah, blah, you can change your wife. Yep, exactly. Exactly. It's what my dad said to me. It's exactly what my dad said to me, Nicky. Exactly.
I'm going 1, 2. Quality equals 0. Keith Smith is a player from AZ Alkmaar. Okay.
There you go. There you go. I'm sorry. Wait, first let me apologise to Sam, because I thought he was joking. I'd never, until Sam mentioned it, I didn't even know this player existed. Didn't even know he existed.
2.
There you go.
I should know the player because I watched Spurs play at AEST Alkmaar, but that's how long ago that game was. Yeah,
do you think we paid any attention to those players?
I was too busy biting my fingernails thinking we would somehow not get through to AZ Alkmaar, but we did. And we won the Europa League because of it.
We've got to get players. I have to say, isn't it amazing? That all I will say this with everyone that was doubting Thomas Frank, all those players that apparently were going to ask to leave haven't, apart from Sonny, who was anyway. All those players that we thought might want the exit door have now said they want to fight for their place. And Frank doesn't have the pull, yet both Kudus and Paulinho have said the biggest reason for coming is Thomas Frank. Who'd have thought it? Who would have thought that the players that are apparently going to leave and the mass exodus don't want to leave, and the guy that has no pull was brought in 2 first-teamers? Yeah. Madness, isn't it?
We need a couple more first-teamers. I've not seen any Grealish rumours. All I'm saying is that's the type of player I would like. I think Jack Grealish would work well as a left winger. I think he'd work well as a number 10, getting onto the ball, going at players, earning fouls. Of course, we've got no one to... I know Pedro Porro takes the free kicks now. I'm perfectly happy with Pedro Porro taking free kicks. One of those players I think we could go for, and that is Robinson from Fulham. I would love to have Robinson from Fulham. I think he would go straight into the first team, and he would give Destiny Udogie some really, really big headaches about getting
Sorry, babe. Go on. You finish. Sorry, buddy.
I have Robinson is a no-brainer for me. I don't think we'll get Eze. I'd love Leao, but I just don't see it happening. AC Milan don't have Champions League football this year. They don't even have European football this year. So
leave that up. Leave that up when you finish, Ben.
Will Leao want European football? I don't think it's necessary for him because I think he's getting into the Portugal team regardless. Who knows? I'd love all 3 of those players, but I don't think it's going to happen.
Yeah, but this is the thing. Well, what I wanted to say with Gareth's comment there, and thanks, Gareth, mate, is going into the Newcastle game, I think a fullback was quite a big priority. And Spurs, apparently, we saw it from the ITKs and whatever. The fullback and left back was a necessity. Now, after the Maddison injury, I don't think the fullback is an issue. It's an issue we need, but I don't think it's a priority.
Yeah,
I don't think it's a priority.
Spencer showed that he plays better at left back than he does at right back. But I think he had an all right game yesterday. I think he's all right. It wasn't as good. He's used to playing left back now, and I think Spence does really well playing left back, and he's got some great ability. If Frank can get into Jed's brain and coach him, I think Jed Spence will become a very, very good defender for us. And that's me. We've got a couple of super chats. We've got our mate Maz. Good to see you, buddy, with a £2 super chat. Big up, Maz. Good to see you. Not seen you in a while. Good to see you, Maz. Hopefully you are well. And we've got a €5 super chat from Nikki. Big up to you, mate. Thank you so much.
If you meant to say anything, Nikki, because you can obviously write some text in there, put a message in there immediately, or not immediately, if you want to bring something up and we'll discuss it. But thank you for your support of the channel, Nikki. And I honestly can't wait to speak to you on Thursday. Yeah, no, Hincapié would be he'd be the dream. He'd be the absolute dream defender to bring in. I just can't see it. There you go.
Yeah, I don't think Hincapié is coming.
Nearly cured my hangover from Thursday in Hong Kong. Yeah, when you said we'll go for a drink or a coffee, it would be a coffee or a Coca-Cola. As last week I celebrated 17 years sober, Nikki. But when you come to Toronto, or if me and Alana ever make it to Thailand, we will, or Hong Kong, sorry. I think it's Thailand you live, actually. We'll definitely have a beverage of some variety.
And even a cup of soup.
Not in Thailand, in blooming summertime. Maybe if he comes here in the winter, if he comes to Toronto in the winter.
Minestrone cup of soup. We need a minestrone cup of soup. Absolutely. Need a striker. Solanke needs competition. Absolutely. We need a striker. I said this in Savas chat earlier. I'm fed up with strikers whose only attribute is they work hard.
Yep.
I want a striker that scores goals. We need one of those. I want a player that's playing up front that puts it in the back of the net, because that's the idea of a striker scoring goals. I'd love for us to go for Ollie Watkins. Personally, I don't think it's going to happen. I think he'll go to Man United. If he goes anywhere, we need a striker that scores goals. We need a hitman up front. We do not have that frightening goal scorer. That's what we need. Yep. We need one of those. I'd even take an Ivan Toney, Brian. Someone that can get his back to goal, receive the ball to feet, muscle people out. We need an old school centre forward. So I like Solanke. I like his work ethic. But as a goal scorer, he's not it for me. He's not shown enough for me to really show he's a goal scorer.
He hasn't got the one season that he had. Everyone goes on about he's only had one decent season. Which is right. But the one decent season that he had one of Colin Cross-Romano's favourite players. He had Semenyo giving him quality ammunition to score the goals. He came to Tottenham and we did not have anyone that could do that apart from Pedro Porro, and he can't do everything from right back. So if we get some not saying he's going to all of a sudden be like a fucking ruthless golden boot winner. He'll definitely do better than he did last season. But he needs competition. He needs serious competition.
We're not going to do this at the moment, Swim Master. We're not going to do this. Yes, going for lobster to minestrone. It's like Spurs, isn't it? It's like Spurs going from Morgan Gibbs-White to Tyler Diblin.
Yep. I'm very disappointed that we didn't get to see the Michelin-star restaurants and chefs and caliber of food that we serve. The caliber of food is better than the caliber of player we buy. But hey ho. Yeah, let's bring him back. Let's bring Klinsmann back. 31 years ago since we signed a player of that caliber. 31. Good times. Dele, no, cynical dad. No. Listen, talking to Dele very quickly, I hope that he can sort out his head, his demons, his issues, speaking from a channel that is very, very in touch with mental health, that does a lot of things for mental health, as a fellow sufferer of mental health issues in my past and still now. Has he come back to football too early? Had he really, I mean, fair play to him for that interview he did. Fair play. That took balls to go on camera to the world and say everything that he did. Has he come back to football too quickly? Has he really been given? You can't look after others if you can't look after yourself.
Yeah.
And I really, really hope that Dele doesn't retire. And if he does, it's like a semi-retirement till he can clear his head. Don't go back into football, Dele, until you know yourself, you're happy in yourself, until you're happy with how your life is and the people around you, because he was such a God-given talent. And for whatever reason, yeah, mate, just Colin, just like Gaza did. I just hope Dele Alli can sort himself out. And
I just want to see him smiling again, Aki.
Yeah,
I just want to see him smiling.
That's it. Don't listen. Football. You're a very, very rich man.
Forget football. I just want to see him smiling.
Exactly.
I just want to. I want to see him happy as a human being, because he gave us a lot of joy as a footballer. Dele. He gave us a lot of joy, and yeah, I hope the best for him. He's not in a good way at the moment, and we want to see.
He's not. He's really, really not. And it's obviously where's he been? Since he came back, he went to Everton. He went somewhere else before he went to Fabregas's team, didn't he? He was somewhere. No, he went to Turkey via Everton. Has he gone anywhere from Everton, or was it Everton?
Como in Italy.
So it was straight from Everton to Como. He hasn't had a team in between.
Yeah.
And it just seems that wherever he goes, do you know what it's like? You can run away from your problems, or you can attempt to outrun your problems. You can never outrun them. Maybe a different setting, maybe a different lifestyle, maybe a different scenario, maybe different people around you, but you can't run away from it. And
I'd love to see him go, if he's going to play. If he wants to continue with football, I'd love to see him go to League One, a league that's a bit below him, but somewhere he can enjoy football again. And once he's got that enjoyment of football back, then he can start going through the gears again. I really don't want to see a player of that quality retire. Yeah.
Well, you know what it is? I can't remember what show I was on, Ben, but I did. It may have been We Are Tottenham. And when it comes to this, like Spurs have done for Paul Gascoigne, and Spurs have done for people that have come under financial hardship or going through issues, or the olden day players when it comes to funeral expenses nowadays, that Tottenham do a lot of good in that part, looking after the players. And other football clubs as well. I just hope people of the football clubs he's played for, Milton Keynes, us, maybe Everton, obviously, is only a short stint, or the footballing world can get hold of him and say, right, Dele, let's sort this. I hope Spurs, obviously, we'll always say Spurs because of who we are. I hope Spurs will chime in and try and do something to assist him, because it's very, very sad at 29 years old to see what's happening to him.
Indeed. We've got a super chat from Nikki. Another super chat. Big up, thank you so much for your super chat. Thomas Frank, no strikers. Tony, Wissa, and Mbermo. I trust the man. Goal scorer essential for me. And as Brian says, more mature players too. Indeed, I totally agree with you, Nikki. We both agree with you. And we really want to see a goal scorer in.
Exactly.
And I'd love to see him, even if he's not there. I'd love to see him be with his best mate Eric Dyer again. I'd love to see him with his big brother Eric Dyer, because that's who I see Eric Dyer as, his bigger brother, the bloke that really looked after him. I want to see those again.
They all looked after him. Then obviously he's now at Monaco, isn't he? It was a nice setting, but then you've got loads of temptation and everything. Obviously, you don't know everything that's gone on behind the scenes with Dele, and I'm never ever insinuate anything, but he just needs help. He needs help, and I hope people can give him the help, and I hope he finds the help he needs and goes on to live a very, very happy and healthy life, whether it's away from football, within football. He just needs to focus on him and stay out of the media spotlight, And when I say that, I mean like within football. He's not on the front pages or doing anything like that. He just takes some time for yourself. Take some time for yourself. And on that note, we're going to wrap it up because I need to go on We Are Tottenham TV and do what, mate, even anywhere, across the Mano, anywhere. But everyone, thank you very much indeed for watching. There will be, hopefully, depending on time today, there will be I'll record it today, whether we release it today or tomorrow, the reaction to Levy, that Levy fluff. There will be a release. I just don't know if it will be later today or tomorrow. We're trying to sort that out. But thank you all for watching. Ben, you got anything to wrap up and say?
As usual, Aki, mental health matters. Always look after your mental health. We are very, very big on our mental health shows here, and we will try and do our best to support mental health charities, and we will try and talk about it and understand what's happening. But the coffee company will be back tomorrow. So that it was sort of our dual streamy thing where we just have a bit of a football conversation. We might have gone a bit too loud today, but sometimes you got to do that. Sometimes you got to do that. But thank you all so much for watching today's show. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you to everyone for your support and your super chats and your comments. And thank you to all the good people in chat because it's really, really fun. Yep. And as always, everyone.
Oh, 1 second. 1 sec. Leslie. There's another one. Has that gone through, Leslie? Wonderful, 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 wonderful.
Make some laugh of it available.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, go on, carry on.
They can't play all three of them, can they? But if you're somewhere, what the Kauff is brewing, and take it away, Aki.
Well, I will say I can't even close the Frank therapy session because I forgot to open it. So that will be open again later on in the week. Thank you for all your support of the channel. Please like and subscribe as we try and get to 15,000 now. But I will say, Thomas, Frank, Thomas, Frank, and as always, Levy out.